That's me. Oh, God.
Is it going?
It's a thing now. Oh, send it.
Hello, Jamesians and Shanty fans. This is the last morning Musume Monday. I'm not looking at the camera. I apologize. I'm looking at myself of the year, and I promised you all a live show. But what happened was that I didn't realize you have to use Google Plus to do a live show on YouTube, and
This guy doesn't know
I know how to use Google Plus. I just don't like it. So I apologize. This is one of those straight to YouTube things again. And again, this is our last MMJJ of the year. 52 weeks, 51 singles. That was absolutely, I think, the craziest year ever. Scrambling every single week to get a video edited. And we're going to keep doing it because it was so much fun to do it every single week this year. But it was just like, it was hard for a while.
It was real hard. There were weeks where we weren't sure we were going to have a video for you guys. And there were weeks where there almost was not a video for you guys.
And those are the weeks that the video came up at like 7 and 8, 9 and 10 p.m. on that Monday. Because I didn't have anything and we had no time. And so we literally had to record that afternoon. And I would sit here on Jacob's bed for 5 hours straight editing. It was like a 5 and 6 hour process every single day. Or every single week. But so worth it, wouldn't you say?
It was interesting.
It was interesting.
I'm glad we were never... Were we ever late for a video?
No, we were never late.
I'm glad we were never late for a video.
Very, very sure that we were never late. Like, I would have cried if we were late.
There are days where...
This is happening.
There were days where I thought, it would be easier if we just said, I give up. We can't do it. And there were days where we would do it all in one day, film the video, edit the video, and upload the video that were awful. And we were going to kill each other.
I was mostly going to kill him. Because I get very, very tense in those situations.
He does not do well under pressure.
I was doing very well under the pressure. It's just you go like, poo, 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 and then I go, blah!
No, I go...
And then I just freak out. But you know what I like to do?
What?
Don't do that. Please don't do it. Don't do it. Please don't. If I was recording, I would edit that out.
Can't stop, won't stop. This is a, for all intents and purposes, live show.
Well, you know what else is live? Pop quizzes! I want to see how much you actually learned all year long. And I'm going to test you. Don't sonic screwdrive me. I'm made of wood, and that doesn't work on wood.
You're made of wood?
I'm totally made of wood.
Little wooden head?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Doesn't work on them. They're smart. They're clever. So, I'm going to start with my first question. What single was Gaki's introduction?
Mr. Moonlight.
What is Gaki's member color?
Green.
What is Gaki's full name?
Nigaki Risa.
How many singles was Gaki in?
22. Out of 52.
Oh, God.
I don't know.
Oh, God.
I don't count how many singles each girl is in. How many was she in?
She was in a lot. From number 12, Mr. Moonlight.
Oh, so she was in like
all the
30
way
something.
to number 49.
So she was in 36? 37?
Something like that. I'm not good at math. She was in a lot, though. I didn't write the answer here. Where was Gaki born?
One of the prefectures.
Which one?
Does it start with a T?
Which one was Gaki born in?
I don't know. Jukkaido.
Oh god, you're going to the to the default member place. What are Gaki's parents' names?
Oh my god, I don't know. We've literally never discussed that.
All these questions are about Gaki.
Clearly, why are they all about Gaki?
Well, I mean, they do have a separate page of regular questions.
Maybe let's do those.
Are you sure?
Sure.
Okay, because I can keep going on
No,
Gaki.
no.
Okay, well, Morning Coffee was not the debut single for which member? Ida Kaori, Ishiguro Aya, Fukuda Asuka, or Yasuda Kei? You have such a grasp of every generation.
This was
I'm
a year ago!
so utterly shocked.
K.
Hi! Ding 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 ding. Newarate is a line performed by which member?
Ida Kaori.
Ding 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 ding. What was the reason for the piece being filmed in a bathroom setting?
There was a scandal involving some of the girls in a bathroom.
What kind of a scandal?
They were in one, and they got filmed or pictures taken of them.
Close enough. Ding, ding,
While
ding.
they were pooping.
Morning Musume's single Summer Nighttime was the debut single for which generation?
Second?
Oh my gosh, you pulled that out of your butt, didn't you? Which magazine featured pictures of two Morning Musume girls with boys, thus leading to their resignation from the group?
Friday.
Oh my gosh, you are on top of this. Which single was originally intended to be an A-side but was last minute changed into a B-side? Chokan 2, Nai Chao Kamo, Tomo, Koe wa Hustle Do the Hustle.
Wasn't it Chokon?
Is that your final answer?
No. What were the options? Wait, what were the options?
Chokan 2, Nai Chao Kamo, Tomo, Koe wa Hustle Do the Hustle.
It was
Choo.
Night Chow.
Do. Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Koe wa Hustle Do the Hustle.
You just said do the hustle, not Koi wa hustle.
I did.
Lies.
Rewatch the video and you'll see it. What are the names of the only two Morning Musume A-side covers not written by Sunku? Aruiteru and Pepper Keibu, Namida ga Tomaranai Hokago and Seishun Collection, Hyokko Ryo Tanjima and Pepper Keibu and Manatsu no Kozen.
It's Pepper Kebu and the it's C. Wait.
Hyokko Ryo Tanjima?
Oh. Yes?
Is that your final answer?
Hyoko.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
No, then it's D, isn't it? Because it's Pepper Kebu and it's jump jump dun 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 dun. So D. What?
It was Hyokko Ryo Tanjima.
That's what I said.
You said it was D.
No,
which
I
was
said C.
Pepper Keibu and Manatsu no Kozen.
I said C, and you
said
went
D.
No. First I said.
Okay.
You will know when you watch this. First I said it's C. Hyokoro Tanjima.
You can have a half a point for that one.
I better get half a point for that one.
Freebie. Give a nickname to Nakazawa Yuko.
Nakazawa? Her nickname?
Give me one. Just make up any nickname.
Oh. Blondie.
I guess that one's acceptable. Name Morning Musume's producer.
Tsunku.
That'd be really sad if you didn't get that one.
Roman Romaji.
What is Morning Musume's highest grossing single ever?
1, 2, 3.
And
No! What?
you already guessed. It was Love Machine.
Oh! But I thought we just said that it was.
123 was the highest grossing in years since
Oh,
2004.
since 2004.
Morning Musume single Ambitious Yashin Tekadei Jen had what kind of out of place animal balloon tied to the car in the music video?
Oh. What was it? Was it an elephant?
Is that your final answer?
I want to say it was either an elephant or a gaffy.
Boys and girls, we ambitious.
We're gonna say.
Dun, dun, dun,
I'm gonna say elephant.
Nah.
Was it a gaffy?
It was a cow balloon.
That's right. It was a cow. I don't know. I guess like elephant, giraffe.
They somehow corresponded. You mean a cow and a giraffe?
No, elephant and
Oh.
giraffe. You know, cows are very similar to both of those species.
Oh, very, very close to them. You could easily mistake one. Maki was leader for how many singles?
Oh, I don't know. 3.
Is that your final answer?
No, I don't. 2, 1.
I
I have literally no idea.
Maki was never a leader. It was a trick question. Morning Musume has released how many singles to date?
To date?
Yeah.
A-side singles?
Yeah. Singles.
53 now.
You sure? Is that your final answer?
Because Help Me's 53.
Is that your final answer?
Is it 54?
Is that your final answer?
53.
50 what?
54.
That doesn't help me.
It's my final answer. Am I right or wrong?
What's your final answer?
53.
We had 51 weeks of singles plus Help Me, which makes 52.
But didn't a new one just came out?
Help Me. Name at least 3 songs from iChun's era leadership.
Kimagura Princess.
Okay. Ning.
What is that song called? Get It Now?
Get it now. Get it now.
What?
You can keep.
Isn't that what it's called?
Is that your final answer?
Stop it! Kimagura Princess. Lego Yes Nude.
Okay.
That works, right?
It
It is, isn't it? I don't like
your
this.
3. What are your 3?
I can't remember any of the names. Kimagura Princess.
That's all you remember, because that's the only one you like.
Kimagura Princess. I don't remember the names of the last 2. That's the problem. They had long, stupid names.
She had 2.5, 3. No, she had like 3 years of leadership, and you can't remember one single from any of that.
Only You.
No, there we go. There's one.
Kimagura Princess. Only You.
You said Egalias Nude, though. And that was a Yossi one, so you missed 1 point for
I haven't given my final answer.
Okay.
You butt munch. Kimagura Princess?
We established that one.
Only You.
We've established that as well.
I know. I can't remember its name. I remember all the songs. I just don't remember the name. Ska. Death. Ska. What is it called? I'm getting frustrated. Stop. I don't know. Maji desu ska. There, that's my third one.
You don't get that one. I gave that one to you. And Ona ni sachiare. Nai chao kamo. Shogunai yume obito. Nanchate renai. What you have on your iPod. Seishun Collection.
I don't like any of those songs.
You have Nanchate on your phone.
Because I was being nice. I don't like Nanchate Renai.
Well, it doesn't like you either. Did you have fun this year?
Well, I was having fun until this quiz.
That is the end of my quiz.
Now that I'm in a bad mood, it's time for a drink break.
You are always in a bad mood. You're in a Roman mood right now.
No!
I want to talk about from the very beginning when we were in morning coffee, and I want to know what some of your thoughts were near the very, very first video.
It's gonna be a long year.
Oh.
That was. You want some of my
Yeah.
thoughts at the beginning of this? That was one of my first thoughts. It was gonna be a long year.
And was it?
It got better. Much as they say on the interwebs, it got better.
At what point was it that it turned over for you?
When I started to recognize the girls and I started to latch on to different girls and like them.
And what point was that at, would you say?
Probably, you know what, it picked up for me when we started doing skits.
Oh, okay.
Because we were doing the skits, I needed to recognize girls.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, the skits were just stupid. So I had to start learning who the girls were. So the skits pushed me to learn the girls' names and faces, which meant I started latching on to them. So.
Got it. I think it was slow for me for a while because I was wanting to get the ball rolling on it, and I wasn't so much enjoying myself as I was just trying to get a video.
Running a business.
Exactly. And so I think I started enjoying it a lot more. Like, around the time that we, like, hit, probably around the 6th gen intro is when I started really enjoying it. Like, around Shibonjima is when I really started to, like, open up. Because I think that's when we started Roman Sunku. Like, we started implying that they were a part of our thing. I think, no.
We started implying Roman and Sunku. Well, Sunku was there earlier. Roman
didn't show up till much later.
Well, no, Roman. Well, as he is now, he didn't show up until much later. But Roman's first appearance was more or less the character who popped in, going, "We've got the boot dresses." I mean, that was more or less Roman.
It was. He was unnamed at that point.
Roman didn't get his name until Roman, my dear boy. But I had been using a Roman character.
You'd been using someone similar to that as, like,
the costume
Sunku's mysterious costume
Yeah, Sunku's
designer.
assistant, I think we called him.
His assistant / his private lover that his wife doesn't really particularly like. Because we've established that Sunku has some man problems. And that's where his singles come from. Oh, I'm getting this now?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm in Onagamedata Nazekinai.
It's really nummy. It's grapefruit.
It is really good flavored, but this is an awkward thing that we're doing right now.
This is a live show, kids. This is what goes on behind the scenes at MMJJ.
Except there's a lot more awkwardness that goes on.
This is what goes on behind the scenes at
Everything.
Jacob and Jeremy Productions, period. I'm going to put my earrings in because I feel like being festive.
For the new year?
For the new year. Ow!
I told you that your ear had scabbed up.
No, I just put it in the wrong way and stabbed my ear. Did you know they can do that?
I didn't know that.
You can put it in the wrong way and it can go like inside your ear.
Your butt is in the camera. And you're like not talking with them at all.
Ask me questions.
I'm trying to think of stuff.
Why can't we do that? What do you think?
That died.
I got distracted by how shiny this was. Is that sad? I got distracted by my shiny little Mickey Mouse earring. What do you think inspired us to bring Roman and Sunku into the magic that is Morning Musume?
I wanted skits from the very beginning when we first started doing these videos, but I also didn't want to be like Simon and Martina and be doing videos where it was constantly full of skits. So I was like trying to avoid them. And I think as soon as we kind of started implying that Sunku was much more heavily involved than like he actually is, then I think that's when I think that's when we kind of pulled him in. Then we kind of got used to like seeing them like in just more than dialogue.
A fun fact for everyone at home, originally when we started doing the Sunku bits, it was originally intended to just be Sunku as the only regular character, and then have a coterie of various assistants, costume
Come through.
designers, makeup designers, some of the girls, other
Some of the
music,
members coming in.
other people, and it was going to be literally a segment at the end, just at the end of the episode, called "What Was Sunku
That was
Thinking?"
supposed to be the original thought.
And that was what it was supposed to be. And I don't know if it's just a testament to how lazy we are or how bad I am at coming up with characters. But whenever we tried it, it just ended up being the same basic character on my part.
And I think Roman was just so funny. Like when we first did a video with his random assistant, we didn't have a name for him. But then we came up with Roman My Dear, or we had the Roman My Dear Boy video, and you said, I really like the idea of Sunku's assistant being named Roman, and like that's where the inspiration for this song came from. And I think that's kind of just where he got born. But
He got bored
it was
right there.
really supposed to just be at the end of the video, and somehow we ended up just doing multiple skits every single video and doing more and more and more until they ended up being that literally half of the video is Roman Sunku and half the video is Jacob and I talking.
And I think I like that. I mean, early on, the skits were a good place for me to kind of pour out my sarcasm. In terms of, because I enjoy doing the videos, but at the same time, every week, and when we had school or we had work, but we still have to do a video. And I had my weeks where I think with Shabondama, when I just lost it. And
No, Namidaga Tomanana Hokugo, where you were hiding underneath the pillows and the blankets.
That's what it was. Because I didn't want to do it that week, and I was bored of the song, and it all came out.
It all came out in that big rant. I have to say though, watching back on the really old Roman Sunku videos, they were tacky because I talked to my normal speaking voice, and you didn't really have anything developed within Roman.
Well, again, it's because Roman, it was never intended for me to be one character. I was supposed to be a bunch of different characters, and
I was supposed to be Sunku being creepy and pedorific with each one of the girls.
Because we had a very different idea of them back then, and eventually we got to the point where we said, let's just really go all out with them, and
it kind of evolved beyond what.
We brought in wigs.
But Sunku always had the wig, right?
No, Sunku didn't always have a wig. Sunku was just you, essentially, and a hat maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually we put the wig on you, and then I think about the time we started using the wig regularly is when you developed the Sunku voice.
The persona.
And that persona.
It still took a while though.
Sunku. And there was like some weeks you'd have it, other weeks you wouldn't. But it was, it was
special.
It was special, and Roman was just
all over the board this year.
All over it, and I don't.
The one thing that's remained constant is the Reina thing, though.
The Reina thing, and I don't think I developed an attitude and a voice for Roman until probably the last like 10, 15 singles.
Yeah, it was recent.
Ultimately, what Roman became was recent. I had the name. And then once I started taking my Japanese class, I decided his last name should be Romaji. So Roman Romaji, assistant to Sunku.
No one knows who you are, though.
No one knows who he is, though. And then I kind of pulled a little bit from my Stephen with a PH character with the glasses and just, sort of like tendencies. And I just, because, Stephen wasn't doing anything, and I just brought the voice up a little bit, and suddenly it became Roman.
And it was a nice contrast to Sunku, who talks all the way down here.
Roman, who's
very fabulous, and I'm just so famous and popular in Japan, Roman.
Yes, Sunku, I know you.
And I write these songs every single week, and no one appreciates them.
I love the ludicrousy of the Roman Sunku skits, that Sunku is literally just writing these every week. This weird warped timeline we have within the Roman Sunku skits. Like every week we did an MMJJ. That was the day the single came out.
And that Sunku was working his little tush off to come up with everything, and then
weekly.
and then Roman's just spinning all the plates that Sunku keeps handing him.
It when you look at it that way, in a weird way, the Roman Sunku skits were kind of like an awkward parallel to us
They were.
and us filming these videos because you were scrambling to do the costumes, to come up with topics for us, and to make sure they happened, and then I was just
Trying to make it look right.
Yeah, balance everything you were throwing at me.
It was a fun little transition.
Art imitating life, imitating art,
But we also had like some bad moments throughout the whole Roman Sunku stuff. I think there were some points where I was really angry at you for whatever reason that was going on in the week, and I took that out on you. Like, I forget which single it was, but there was one where our Roman Sunku skit at the end was literally, I was sitting on your bed and typing on the computer, and you were next to me, and you were wanting to finish the video, but I was just so upset that all I could do was just play around on the computer, and so I was just pretending to be Sunku, being mad at you. And I love that that they've slowly been dividing, that they have had like this upset with each other, which has nothing to do with with either one of us, I don't think. But I just think it's funny.
Actually, it was when you broke my computer.
Oh, well, yeah, I had an outburst as Sunku one day because Roman got the set wrong, and I threw the glasses down.
No, you threw the
green comb down.
Chunky comb
And
down at my bed.
I didn't know what I was throwing it at, and I accidentally threw it at Jacob's computer and popped a little hole in the top. It kind of dented it. And it was really, I think, iChan's graduation that threw both of us apart. Or no, it was kind of Yossi's. Like, ever since then, like, they haven't really been connecting.
I think what happened with Roman and Sunku, as far as them, like, falling apart as a couple, was that you decided to start surprising me with who was leaving.
Yeah.
And I think because you, Jeremy, were surprising me, Jacob, with who was leaving within the skit, it just sort of translated into this animosity between Roman and Sunku in that they just slowly drifted apart.
But I like that, and I like that.
And here we
Roman's
are
taking it worse.
Here we are today, that Roman is losing his mind, and he's trying to write singles and keep his Reina happy, and
now Reina's gonna leave.
It'll be interesting to do this year now, doing the B-sides, because we're gonna kind of have to time travel a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
we're gonna have to go back to whatever the moments were in each one of those videos.
Because doing the B-sides, like, you know, if we do the morning coffee beat, we're gonna do what's it called?
Ainotane. That's gonna be the very first one next week.
And Roman and Junku weren't
a thing then. I mean, they were like in our weird little parallel universe.
Yeah, in our parallel universe.
They didn't exist to you guys, so we have to come up with something. And now I'm at a point where I'm struggling. Do I use my Sunku voice?
Or do I use the voice
that I used then, where I was just talking as myself? And then don't wear the wig, or should I put on the wig? Like, I'm in this conflict with myself of how I should bring Sunku about this year.
I think it would be fun if we just copy what we were doing at the time. So, like, if I can find a way to get my hair all afro curly, and then kind of, if we can figure out a way to paint your beard on.
So I look like a cholo again.
So you look like a cholo, and paint your eyebrows.
All dark. I almost feel like it'd be, like, kind of fitting with this time traveler theme if, like, they're just continuing on, and now they're going back in time and, like, going back to the things that they should have been doing back then, and, like, continuing on with whatever they're doing now. Like, because the Doctor goes around through time, and he's not really limited to what he was doing back then. And we've kind of established that Sunku is the Doctor.
No, Sunku's not Doctor. He's a Time Lord.
He's a Time Lord. He's a Time Lord.
Oh, I don't know though, because now that we've said it, I kind of like the idea.
I kind of like the idea of like
actually like going back and figuring out how they would have acted
back then.
When
they still loved each other.
I kind of think that would be funny.
That would be fun.
Because then that gives us the option of poking fun at ourselves.
Back then.
Me wearing the dowdy clothes with my hair a mess.
Everywhere.
You looking like a cholo. it's a,
there's a lot of possibilities
it's
what
kind
we
of
could do.
funny. It's kind of funny when you look at what we looked like back then and what the videos look like back then to what they look like now, because even though we've been using the same camera for a good
Since I got my camera in like April or May.
so a good 60%, 70% of the videos are on the new camera.
It was Mr. Moonlight that we used the very first one. And for those first
Uh,
like 3 singles, 4 singles for 5, like the visuals were terrible because I was still getting used to the camera. And so there would be points where we were shooting in one direction and then the camera would just turn itself off and I didn't realize it, and so I'd have to reposition the camera and I couldn't remember where it was, and so then we were pointing at a completely different angle in the room.
and it's funny because it's almost like the progression of the music videos where you had Morning Coffee, which was just kind of like this starkly lit, fuzzy video, and they were in kind of like frumpy, dowdy clothes, and they didn't look very nice. They just looked kind of like, oh, okay, messy, weird hair, weird makeup, and all that. Contrast that with us, how we looked in the first video, which was stark, bare room in your
Mm.
old
And we
apartment.
looked messy and frumpy
We
and
looked
poor.
frumpy and poor and kind of chubby and young and baby faced. And then now our latest one in your new apartment with, you know, costumes and makeup
and pretty.
and pretty and glitter and sparkles and highlights. It's just funny. We have evolved as the videos have evolved.
We've definitely changed. I kind of miss the way that the old videos used to be, though, in the way of I used to put a lot of effort into every single video because I would paint the background different for each week until I moved out of that apartment. And I think when we started doing Kokoniruze is when we did our first video here, and that's when we kind of stopped doing videos in my apartment. And I was really broken about that for a very long time. I was very upset about not being able to do that anymore because I was working in Disney at that point. So we couldn't do videos up in my apartment anymore. So it
Yeah,
was very, very hard for us to do videos up
it
there
was hard to run all the way up to Azusa to do a video.
when I had to be back down here at Disney at a certain time.
And it was getting, at that point, it was getting hard on me too, driving up and down just to do a video. And
You
if
were poor.
I was poor and you were poor, and if you had to be down here anyway, it made more sense to do it at my apartment, I think, or my house, my apartment. I don't live on my own. I'm not that self-sufficient yet. I think the only reason we did it, my house, that first time was because we had literally run out of time
And we had to.
and we had to do a video and you had to be at work. So we had to do it before you went to work. Wasn't that it?
Mm-hmm.
Or we had to do it after you went to work or
It
something.
was something like that.
And the only
We were
logical
kind of scrambled.
we were scrambling, and the only logical thing to do was to do it here. And then somehow we never really left here. And we've done most of them in my room.
We've done like a good 60, 70% of all the videos in your room.
And that translated into the skits in that if we were at your apartment, it was Sunku's
office.
But if we're here, it's Roman's office.
And Sunku was always knocking, and Roman would never answer the door. But I love some of the deadpan stuff that we had going on during some of those. Like we were able to play along with that pretty well. But I love that in the very first several Roman Sunkus, it was always like, so what are we doing this next week, Roman? Well, I don't know, Sunku, what are we doing? And then now
no
it's
idea.
like we're playing off of old stuff and we're able to like make new jokes and all that based off the current times. And I like how it's changed. And I just have to say that I love the changes that you've made throughout the entire year. Like rewatching everything while I was doing the video that I posted up earlier today. Watching all the old stuff like Jacob bashing Abe for like the first 6 videos, and then all of a sudden being like, I kind of like Abe.
All of a sudden
And then all of a sudden
Abe.
loving Abe. And doing the same thing with Reina where he was like, I hate Reina, she's such a bitch, she makes this awful face. And then now he's like, oh my gosh, I'm so sad that Reina's graduating soon.
I am heartbroken that she's leaving.
And then with Aika, where you were just like, she's got a squishy face. I love Aika and her squishy face. She's so cute with a little squishy face. And then getting to the last 3 singles where you're like, I am so sick and tired of Aika and her squishy face. I'm done with it.
I was so done.
But like the progression of each thing, I think is my favorite.
Brutal.
But I love like all the themes that we had like going on through the whole year. Smile, smile, smile. Coconut mousse. Jacob loves coconut mousse really hard.
Oh gosh.
Don't you love coconut mousse?
With every fiber of my
I know you love them.
Should we do?
Let's answer some questions that we got from last
Since-
week while we wrap this up.
Since, we intended for this to be a short, quick
We
video.
intended for this to be a very short video, and we're at 35 minutes. I am so sorry.
This is also that's another really funny thing that happened with these videos is that when we started they were like 6 minutes long. And they literally turned into like a weekly 30-minute sitcom episode of 30 minutes of us talking. Like they turned into true
Sitcom show.
a true show.
Like it, and I like that. I like that it went. I don't know if you liked that, but I enjoyed that it went from like this. Hey, we're gonna hang out for a couple minutes and talk to you guys about a single real quick and see what Jacob's thoughts were. To like, it's not just Jacob now and me exposing Jacob to Morning Musume. It's like he and I discussing this group and kind of playing around with it. And I like that it's turned into that where it's like, here's another episode of Morning Musume,
Yeah.
or Morning Musume Monday. So these are some stuff that we got from last week. I apologize that we can't screen cap them. This goes back to old days.
This is old-fashioned. Agent of the Night. Wow, I've noticed that Roman and Sunku started having different views since Yoshi graduated. Now Sakura seems to have been bringing them together and agreeing again. Ha ha ha. Of course, after hearing her voice, I love her too.
I would say to expect Sakura bringing Roman and Sunku back together.
She's like their little adopted baby that saved the marriage.
That saves the marriage.
Do you want to read this one?
Rainmute, your guys, Roman and Sunku was so funny and great to watch. I want to know, was there a guy really named Roman who worked for Sunku? Again, like we said earlier, Roman was kind of just somebody that we made up as his non-existent assistant that balances all the plates.
And it was consolidate. Like we said, it was supposed to be like all of his assistants and his co-writers. It was
and
supposed
choreographers.
to be, yeah. Originally, I was supposed to play a lot of different people, and for time's sake, it just made a lot more sense to caricature them all of Sunku's production staff into one person, since we were already caricaturing Sunku.
And then I think you kind of tongue-in-cheek that during Maji Desu Ka Ska. It was around that, I think, where I was saying, oh, I just got my pay raise and I'm talking with the bosses. They're going to give me more money. And then you're like, wait, I thought you were the boss. I think that you kind of tongue-in-cheek that whole thing because we kind of made it like I'm running the whole thing with my assistant here who does everything else for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's kind of where all that came from. It kind of like pokes fun at the whole idea of Hello Project, like, everything rides on Sunku, essentially, and he is the face for everything, but there are all these people in the background, but we don't know who they are. So I think it's funny that it's just like, there's this one guy that does everything.
Alright.
Tasty Tassie. MMJJ is what I look forward to on my Mondays. Yay, I'm so happy you guys are going to do the B-sides next. My question for you, too, is what is your dream Morning Musume? Not the group, people you want right now, past and present.
My dream Musume would consist of Abe, Mari, Yoshi, Ai-chan, Gaki, Minlin and Junjun, Reina, Sayumi. I really like Sakura's voice. The fireworks are starting.
Fireworks are starting already.
We have 30 minutes still, people. I really like Sakura's voice, so she could maybe be in there every once in a while. I feel like there's someone else who I'd really want to be in there. Koharu. That would be my dream Musume.
I would be about the same. I would choose the entire Platinum era, plus Yoshi, plus Sakura, plus Kanon.
Kanon would be nice to have there.
I would really want Ogawa and Kono back. And Rika, Abe, Yuko, and Ida. And Mari, and Kei. So basically everybody everyone else, except Riho, and the 10th gen. I kind of like the 10th gen.
Next question. Fairy Princess 2. Yeah, I also want to know if there was a guy named Roman. No.
No.
I also have a question. Would you guys ever consider doing a dance cover?
We have talked about it and juggled it. it's possible that we might do one for Walk the Take a Chance.
I really like
Because
the
he
dance.
really
Walk
likes
It,
that
Take a
dance.
Chance.
And I know it pretty well, and I think I could probably learn it better. It's a possibility. I don't want to promise anything.
We make no promises.
We make no promises on
He learned that
any
from
channel.
me. Never promise anything.
Last time I promised something, it took like a month for it to happen.
Last time I promised something, I broke that promise within an hour.
He did.
Smouthy18. Oh, here's my question. Which members do you hate the most and like the most?
Hate.
I will answer first, so that I can be prepared to cover his mouth. My favorite member is... I mean, Abe will always have a special place in my heart. Same with Yossi. I just loved everything about Yossi. I loved how little Mari was. I think vocally, my favorite is I. I think I will always be my favorite vocally. Personality-wise, it's a toss-up between Mari and Yossi. Hate.
Aika.
Aika.
Oh, poor
I
Aika.
just can't stand Aika.
Poor Aika. Poor Aika.
Go ahead. Apparently my dog is freaking out, so go ahead while I converse with my family. Tell them your feels about who you like and hate.
My favorite, I would definitely say Gaki. There's no competition for that. But I think Aichen and Yossi, Mari, and Canon all hold very special places in my heart. As for who I dislike, that no good, talentless, little two-faced, blah, blah, you know all the words that I'm thinking of in my head, Trollop Riho. Yep, I said it.
And we'll leave it there because we've had one scandal as it is. Solar Blade. I have to say the idea of Tsunku and Roman was amazing. Definitely one of my favorites. Can't wait to see how the B-sides will turn out from this now.
We are too.
As for my question, is there any member from the other HP groups that you wished were in Morning Musume? You will have to field this question because I don't really know.
Ayaka would have been really great in Morning Musume in the early days.
Oh, yeah, Ayaka.
Ayaka would be really, really good. Matsuda Aya would have been great, although I think she would have gotten too many solos, so I kind of am glad. And I think that, I forget what her name is. The girl that's in red from Smilage. And Suzuki Airi. I think they would all be really good in Morning Musume.
Alright. Mariel Martinez. So here's my question. Are you guys going to support Reina's band? And if you had to create your dream era, how many members will there be and who? And for Roman, how are you going to cope with your little star graduating? I'm guessing a long depression coming up. Listen!
Oh gosh.
I am not prepared for my Reina to leave. She will not leave. I will make sure it doesn't happen. I will convince Tsunku to milk as many singles out of her as he can. She can't leave me.
We kind of already said about our whole dream era and that whole thing. Jacob's wallet is going to be hurting when Reina gets her band.
I'm totally going to support Reina's band because I love Reina. It's not even a secret. I love her. I've already said I'll support her. It's done. It's happening.
Sour Apple 101. I didn't really know who MM was before I found your channel earlier this year. I've never been a fan of this kind of pop music, but I've grown to love MM and look forward to every Monday to watching your MMJJ videos. I think my favorite MM song has to be Only You. I love those little fast parts and the different times in the song. It was something different, something a little different than usual. My question: what is your favorite single, and what has been your favorite review you have done? First off, thank you so much for telling us that. That makes me happy as an MM fan.
Very kind of you.
Favorite single.
Favorite single and favorite review. My favorite.
Yes.
We're filming a video.
It's going straight to YouTube.
So we can't edit this out. There's sheer panic on her face. My favorite single?
My favorite single is a toss-up between Renai Hunter and Kanashimi Twilight.
This is a hard question for me because even though I reference songs like Furusatu, Furusatu,
Two? No,
Furusatu,
two in Japanese.
Furusatu, Morning Coffee,
Summer
Ego
Night
Yes Nude,
Town.
Summer Night Town. Even though I reference those songs a lot, the two songs that I play the most on my iPod are Kimagure Princess and
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
But you like Ego Yes Nude a lot too.
But I don't play it on my iPod a
Mm.
lot. I literally like when I'm like I want to listen to Morning Musume, I either play Kimagure Princess
Mm.
or I play 1, 2, 3. Probably I'll start playing Wakateka Take a Chance. I just haven't bought it yet. But probably I think 1, 2, 3 is probably my favorite single. I think my very favorite single. My favorite review that we did out of all of them.
There are a lot of really good ones we did.
So many reviews.
I think I don't know if I would be able to pick a favorite, but I really liked the latter ones where because I think I put a lot more time into them. I think like songs like Pepper Kebu, 1, 2, 3, Waka Take a Chance, all three of those stick out really big in my mind because those are the ones that I put the most effort into because I sat and poked my fingers again and again and again with needles while I was trying to sew those costumes together. And I had bloody fingers the next day. But it was so much fun to make them and to do those songs.
I think our more recent reviews have been my favorites, just because we finally kind of got into the pattern of it and understanding it, and it wasn't the early like, what are we doing? Can't we go watch a movie? No. So yeah, the recent ones have been my favorites. Kirari1. I first of all want to thank you guys for making these videos. They are very entertaining, and I relish any discussion that involves Morning Musume. I'm also very happy that you guys have chosen to review the B-sides as well. As for my questions, do you guys think that MM will venture away from those more cutesy songs, Soda We're Alive, Koi no Victory, Pyoko Pyoko Ultra, in the future? And how do you feel about most of the singles having the same 2 to 3 girls as leads in each era?
I'm over Reina Riho. Beyond over them.
It depended on the era. When I was the leader, I didn't mind her having all the lines because, I mean, she's I and she was fantastic. When you only give lines to Riho over and over again, and in some of the early ones, I mean, when it was literally just Abe with a word from whoever was next in line, it did get a little old because Abe didn't have the voice that I has. So, but Platinum Era, it didn't bother me. Eras before and afterwards, it did.
Platinum Era was amazing.
Platinum Era was the Platinum Era.
It was my favorite.
And what was the other part of the question?
It's right here. Do you think they'll move away from cutesy songs?
I think they've already started to do that. I think 1, 2, 3, Wakateka Take a Chance.
Matt and Rosho,
Help Me. I think they're all decidedly more mature, decidedly more sexual, and I think they're gonna kind of keep going on that route.
Which is sad. We should probably make this one the last one. So let's pick whatever the last one is gonna be.
Oh gosh. We have so many though.
We do. We have a ton, but we're already at almost 50 minutes, and I don't know if many of them are going to be sticking around.
Te lavas. Here, talk to them about things while I find questions.
Oh, well, no, that's awkward, because I can't just be like, things, while I talk to you, things, fun things, magical things.
Distract them.
No. Just pick whatever the next one is.
Oh, no.
Go up. Pick the top one, whatever is at the top.
But I'm sure there's some really good questions. Oh, gosh.
No, but we don't have time.
Oh, gosh.
Oh, gosh, that's a long one. Do that one. That one right there. Not the Spanish one, because I can't read it.
Sorry, no habla español.
Maria cannot speak to you right now. She is getting drunk.
She's getting
really,
drunk.
really drunk.
People.
I'm gonna call them, didn't you?
And then you said it anyway.
Did I say?
Andrew, love Mizuki. So I'm back with my question.
Oh, good.
LOL. From both 9th and 10th gen, who do you think has improved the most, and why?
Well, this is a loaded question, because I already know what your answer is, what you want. I think that Mizuki has improved the most, because I think when she started, she was very shy, and in Maji Desu Ka Desu Ka, she had the energy, but she was just kind of like, here I am. And then seeing the video of Help Me, she's like, she looks so pretty for one, and she's really stepped into herself, and her voice is so good now. And I love seeing her perform. I love the energy that she brings. I think that she always provides the top. In Wakateka Take a Chance, I thought she was the one that stood out the most to me. And that's my opinion.
I think Riho improved the most. I can't even say it with a serious face. As to what you said last year about 10th Gen not having the look, do you think they have the look now?
I still think the 10th Gen is a little bit awkward. I think that they're kind of finding their place, but I don't really see them in Morning Musume. I see them in another group. Like, I think that they would be better for something else, like their own subgroup, or if they had been divided up into other stuff. Like, I think Haruna would be really good in, like, Buono. I think that Masaki would probably be really good, like, with Smilage. I think that Kudo is the one that I am impressed with the most, and I would love to keep seeing her in Morning Musume. And then Ayumi would be really good with Cute. So I think if they had all been divided up into other groups within Hello Project, I think I would have liked them. Or even if they were their own unit with another girl, I think that would have been good too.
What do you think of the covers and shuffles for Help Me?
There are so freaking many. So many.
I have no.
He has no idea yet.
And lastly, do you plan to review any more of groups like Cute, Smilage, and Berry's Kobo? Or Mano Arena is leaving in February. Her songs aren't written by Suku. You guys should review something from her before she goes. I would love to do reviews from some other groups. I just in general would love to do some more J-pop reviews. I've brought the idea to Jer before. I really want to do some reviews of Chiari, Piamo, Pom Pom, Way Pom Pom. And I'd like to do. I think that would be fun for us to do stuff that he doesn't know as well. So probably it wouldn't. If I agreed to do other reviews, I would ask that it not be all other HP groups, because I would like to pick something that he doesn't know as well, so it's a little more of an even playing field, in that neither of us know what's going on, and it's not just me flailing around like an idiot. But I'm very open to doing reviews of other things.
I am too.
Keep in mind, we are going to keep doing the B-sides, and we already have a schedule out for that. So, if we do reviews of other J-pop groups, it probably will not be on Mondays.
It wouldn't be on Mondays. It would be another day of the week.
It would probably be Thursdays.
It would probably be Thursdays is once upon Thursday. It would probably be like Friday, Saturday, or Sunday.
Something.
It would be one of those other days that doesn't have a theme yet.
Throwaway day.
And next year will be album songs, and there's so many of those. So there's 2013 of B-sides, and then 2014 is albums. And in between all those, there's going to be the remaining Morning Musume songs that are going to be coming out over this next year. So.
Well, there it is. So I think
we're pretty booked as far as Mondays are concerned for a while. But other Hello Project groups would be happening throughout the rest of the week.
Yes.
And we eventually need to finish off our Otome Gumi and Sakura Gumi singles, which I have a day planned for.
I mean, yay!
We never finished that. But we are running on almost an hour. Part of me wants to just be like, yay, we'll stay here till New Year's, but no.
We have a whole living room full of people who are wondering why we've been gone for the last 2 hours. It took us an hour to prepare for this video that was only supposed to be like 20 minutes top.
And you guys got 53 minutes. So for any of you guys who stuck around for this whole time, God bless your soul. Don't know why you did it, but good for you. So for the very last time of 2012, this is crazy, isn't it?
Oh so much gosh.
Fun. We'll see you guys next week when we review I No Tane. So it'll be fun to get back into this old
song and dance.
Oh, but I just want to let you guys know that we have gone through and we pulled each single out of a hat, and we organized it that way, so that way we're not going single by single by single by single. We are starting like on number 1, and I want to say like the very next week after that, it's like in the 50s, or it's like the 30-something single. So like we're jumping all throughout the entire history. So this year will be very fun as far as time continuity is concerned.
Right, and that was I was the one who pushed for that, because I decided that I couldn't handle starting at the beginning and going through it again. Emotionally, I couldn't handle it, and because I'm too used to current Morning Musume, it would just be like a drill in my head to start from the beginning, knowing.
What we're gonna get to.
So we're jumping around. It makes it easier on me that
I
way.
think that's why it would be funnier to do like Roman Suku time traveling throughout the entire history rather than like jumping back. Because I think that would be fun.
I hate choices. I hate choices.
We'll figure out what we're gonna do. But for any of you guys who stuck around this whole time, thank you so much. And thank you guys for supporting us all year long. We greatly appreciate all of your comments and everything you guys have left. And we apologize. We couldn't get to every single comment this year.
I feel bad.
But they were all read, and we talked about them in our own time.
We did, and we appreciate every one of you.
And thank you all so much for sticking around for these whole time. Thank you so much. Have a very happy and safe, wonderful, amazing New Year. And we will see you guys all, or I will see you guys all tomorrow. And we will see you all tomorrow, next week for Aino Tane. Ready?
Ready?
Peace out. Take a mouse.